Welcome, everybody in. It's your host, DM Livingston Sporting News, welcoming you all in. TGI Friday. We made it through another week. We are here at the cusp, at the precipice of another NFL divisional playoff weekend. Yes, we have 4 teams left, each side, and we're going to dwindle this down. We're going to get this down to championship Sunday next week, and I'm going to get into my picks. But before I get into that, guys, I got to find out. Did you see last night? I told you guys to check out a little bit of NBA action last night. Wasn't too much on the television, but I did tell you that OKC, SGA, is looking pretty good. They squared off against the Utah Jazz, which were the hottest team in the West outside of the Clippers. As far as wins in a row, they were on a little win streak until OKC came to town. Knocked it off, 134-129. Keep an eye on these teams. I can definitely tell you, keep an eye on these teams for different reasons. Before I get into that, though, guys, I give you guys good games to watch. This was the highest scoring game last night. 134-129. See, don't listen to what ABC tells you. They got to justify their advertising dollars. I'm going to give you the good games to watch. But nonetheless, 2 reasons. Separate but equal. This is why you got to watch these 2 teams. OKC, they're a threat. They're a threat to make it to the finals. I know what you're saying. What are you talking about, DM? The finals? OKC? Listen to me. They are a threat. They're a threat. OKC, I'm watching you. Jazz, on the other hand, not a threat to win the NBA Finals, but they are definitely a threat to upset someone. Perhaps OKC? I'm not sure. But these 2 teams are legitimately real, and they score a lot of points. So if you like offense, you like lots of points being scored, these are 2 teams I need you to check out from time to time. When you get a chance, I know it's West Coast. We don't like to stay up that late on the East Coast. What's up with time zones anyways? Why can't there just be one time? And anyways, I'm sidetracking myself. How are you guys doing today? It's been a long week. If you live in New England, you've been freezing cold. If you live elsewhere, how have you been? I hope you are well. I'm not going to be here till Monday, so I hope you guys survive without me. You guys will be fine. You guys made it this far before you met me, so I'm sure you guys will be fine. Staying in the NBA tonight, a couple of games on. They're going to tell you to watch Denver at Boston. They're going to hype it. They're going to pump it. They're going to sell it. You're going to see commercials all day long. I'm going to tell you, don't watch it. Do not watch Denver at Boston. The elite teams in the NBA are fully aware of what's important. They know that it's important to be nice and at peak level performance come April, May, and June. Wins in January for the elite mean nothing for you come April. Yes, those teams that are battling for playing positions, yes, every game matters, but I'm pretty sure Denver and Boston will be okay. Please don't look for playoff action tonight. Conversely, if you do want to look for some playoff action, type, environment, energy, 2 teams struggling to prove that they belong. I know I said this about last week that I was through with the Suns, but a funny thing happened. Ever since I said I was through with the Suns, they've gone on a 3-game win streak. So Suns, you've got my attention again. I'm a fickle man because I will drop you as fast as I just picked you back up. But I'm going to direct you to, against my better judgment, to check out that Phoenix and New Orleans game tonight. Yes, the Pelicans are 5th currently in the West, and Phoenix, after winning 3 straight, they are now 8th. So that's an 8-5 matchup these 2 teams absolutely need. Every win that they could possibly muster up right now, because these teams are going to be playing for final playoff positions all season. Which is crazy because I thought Phoenix was a super team. I thought you were a super team. And before I leave from the NBA, I'm going to help you guys this weekend. Heads up, no good games. I'm sorry. Outside of your preferences, personal favorites aside, there are no good games. No good games. One good game. OKC. Yes, I'm on the bandwagon. I know you might be saying, what happened to Houston? I'm not off of Houston's bandwagon, but I'm seeing that OKC, SGA. I'm telling you, I'm sold on SGA. But they'll be traveling to Minnesota on Saturday. A potential Western Conference semifinal showdown? Finals? Is that going out on a limb? see Minnesota Western Conference Finals? Don't quote me on that. Not yet. I'm not ready to make that decision yet. So, I know what you guys want. You guys want the picks. Let's get to the picks. But I have to get through this other stuff, guys. Patience. It's a virtue. So, college. Yes. We all know what happened this week. Uconn Huskies. Yes, number 1 ranking. They sent Creighton up there, up the stores, smash time, and sent them back to Nebraska. Now, I must admit, we got a little bit of trouble on our hands. Husky Nation, we are traveling down to the city of brotherly love, and we will be squaring off against our arch rivals, our bitter rivals from the original Big East, Villanova Wildcats. Yes, Villanova, they give us a hard time. We've had our shares of wins, and we've had our shares of losses. But what I can tell you is this is not the Villanova from a few years ago. This is not the same Villanova, but at the end of the day, I respect regions because I'm a believer in momentum, home court advantages, and pride. Yes, I know I said pride is the devil, but sometimes pride can be the motivational force that gets you over the hump. And I know that the city of Philly is full of pride, especially after your Eagles loss. So Uconn, be mindful. There are some very bitter Eagle fans down there that are probably Villanova fans. Nova fans. Villanova fans. So, be on guard, guys. I don't want to lose our number 1 ranking. We've only had it for a couple of days. I don't want to lose it. We just got it. So, guys, stay focused. I'm with you in spirit because I'm not going to Philly. Now, lastly but not leastly, before we get into the goodies of today, NHL action. Please, check out my Carolina Hurricanes. Over the weekend, nothing too spectacular is going on in the world of hockey. I'm going to wait till we get a little bit closer. I hope you guys checked in yesterday and found out what team you should root for. But we have a little Atlantic versus Metro third place teams. We have the Detroit Red Wings, a team that I told you yesterday. So if you are now a Detroit Red Wings fan, we are now enemies mortally to the death. Not that serious. But nonetheless, Carolina's playing the Red Wings, Detroit. So tune into that. Actually, that's tonight. Tune into that. You want to get your hockey fix. Okay, guys. I've stalled long enough. I've stalled all week long. I have crunched the numbers. I have put emotions aside. I've thought long, and I have thought hard. Not that hard. And here is, once and for all at once, my picks for divisional playoff weekend in the NFL. So, as sad as it is, I don't have any teams that I genuinely don't like, that are remaining. So, the joy of watching teams lose, like the joy I felt last week watching Dallas, 48 points, and Philly lose, I'm not going to have that. So, I'm a little more focused, because I don't have any skin in the game right now, but I'm going to put some skin in the game. But that's a different story for a different time. Back to the topic. First game. So, my heart wants me to pick Houston. Baltimore's facing Houston. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, and you shouldn't be a prisoner of the moment either. Houston, CJ Stroud, congratulations on an awesome year. But this is not your year. This is the Baltimore Ravens year. So you guys are going to have to just wait your turn, because I refuse to believe that Lamar Jackson has made it to this particular point in time in his career, on his journey of life, so to speak, only to see it fail to some young pup upstart from Houston. I don't see it happening. You shouldn't see it happen, which is why I'm picking Baltimore. Hey, listen, Houston, it's a little bit different on the road. You don't have your perfect dome weather environment or your crazy fans. So you're going to have to deal with a little bit of adversity. Baltimore's defense is for real. And if you're going to put some money down on this, I would completely stay away from it. Vegas knows everyone's falling in love with Houston. You take whatever it is, and you put it all on Baltimore. Ravens. And full disclosure, that was my Super Bowl pick, so there was no way I wasn't going to pick them. Moving on. Saturday games. 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. No, it's not at the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Although global warming, I don't know the last time the tundra has been frozen. different point for a different time. But let me get to the picks for this game. You got to go with San Francisco. And this is the reason why, again, don't get caught up in the prisoner of the moment. And this is why. See, teams that get the bye, people forget about them because they didn't play for 2 weeks. So you get caught up in the teams that we just saw. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys are a terrible organization. Their fans are terrible. Their players are terrible. They'll never win another Super Bowl in the history of the NFL unless they make some type of new league and merge, and the Cowboys are the only team in it. So please don't put any stock into the fact that the Green Bay Packers dismantled the Dallas Cowboys, because the Dallas Cowboys are a very dismantleable team. So don't fall for that hype. The San Francisco 49ers have weapons across the board, behind the board, under the board, and in the cupboards. Green Bay's not going to be able to keep up. It's not going to be 27-zap. I can tell you that. Even though the 49ers are much better on the road. Well, not much better. Slightly better on the road than at home. Still, you got to go with the 49ers. Sunday action. This is a tough one. I'll be brutally and truthfully honest, because that's the only way I know how to be. I feel as if destiny has chosen Detroit. I seen this coming 2 years ago, rolling into last year. Now we arrive into this year. Are they one more year away, or is this their year? That's a tough, tricky one. Tough, tricky one. But what I will say is I can't go with Tampa Bay. That's just a gut call, guys, because this one is honestly up in the air. But the reason why I'm going to go with Detroit in this one, guys, I don't really have any on-the-field stuff. I just have a feeling. You know what the Detroit Lions reminds me of? Cincinnati Bengals a couple of years ago. Remember how Cincinnati was always like the darling pick? All the sports prognosticators, all the geniuses, talking heads, they always wanted to pick Cincinnati, and then they would always let us down because they couldn't beat Pittsburgh. Then they got Mr. Burrow. They got over the hump. Not that they won the Super Bowl, but they got over the hump. Detroit is giving me Cincinnati vibes. I'm rocking with Detroit with this one. And finally, KC and the Bills. Again, no, not a 1970 band. This is our final game of divisional playoff weekend. And we're going to have Patrick Mahomes, his first road playoff game in Buffalo. It's really tough to beat a team twice in a season. Buffalo went into Kansas City and knocked off Kansas City narrowly, but nonetheless a victory. It's very tough to beat a team twice in a season. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes on the road in a playoff game. So my logic is going to be this. Every time I saw Patrick Mahomes for the first time, doing something for the first time, he was spectacularly amazing. So I don't think today will be any different. Expect an MVP Hall of Fame-like performance from Patrick Mahomes, because he hasn't had one of those this year. Where's his moment? Where's his signature moment this year? He hasn't had it yet. Buffalo, the stage is set. That's going to be the game of the weekend right there. So, running it back to you. Super quick, super swiftly. You're going to take your Baltimore. You're going to take your 49ers. You're going to take Detroit. And you're going to take Kansas City. Those are your 4 picks. Lock them in. And if you want to get fancy, parlay them. But guys, don't parlay them. This is what I've been doing. Okay? What you're going to want to do is single bet it. Take a 20. 10. Okay? 10. Take 10. Right? You're going to take $1, 4 times. Single bet these games. Right? Then parlay with the 6. There's no way you're going to lose all the bets. There's no way you're going to hit all the bets. So at least you're going to come away with something. And that was my advice for my gambling degenerates out there across America. I love you guys. Okay, so other than that, I just wanted to close with this, guys. It's Friday. We have a long, cold weekend up here. And we're getting ready to enter into a bit of a abyss, so to speak, of sports. Momentarily, the Super Bowl is going to commence. And then we're going to enter into a very dark time. A very dark time for sports as we wait for baseball to start. We're going to be left with NBA teams that are either shutting it down and or resting players. And we're going to be stuck with college basketball. Not that that's something to be stuck with. Go Uconn. All I'm saying is this, guys. I'm going to miss all these things we've been talking about. I'm going to miss football, guys. But what I need you to know is that I'm going to still be here every single day, guys. I will search the four corners of this great planet that we live on. And I will find sports to bring to you. Because this is what I do. Each and every day, Monday through Friday. Because what else am I doing? I'm your host, D.M. Livingston, Livingston Sporting News. It's been a pleasure. This is the third week. This is my third week. Guys, if you've been rocking with me, I appreciate you. Listen to me. It doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. If you know me, you know it doesn't stop here. Right? So, guys, be safe. I'm going to go find something to do on a Friday. And I have nothing to do. So you could probably figure out what I'm going to do. So, you guys be safe. And as always, it's your host, D.M. Livingston, Livingston Sporting News. Peace, peace.